I don't know whether you've been following, especially the petitions, the earlier petitions to the East African Legislative Assembly, also again from the Pan-African Union of Lawyers, and also a section of the civil society in Burundi. And as a result of that, the last IALA sittings in Arusha pretty much debated. There were special sessions on Burundi, and we've been expecting a concrete report out of those sessions, in which I want to believe we're largely going to inform any decisions that are going to be taken by the East African community as a whole. Have you been following, and what has been your feeling or your perception out of those petitions?
They did petition Burundi on what was said to be poor human rights records, for example, or the violence that was going on in Burundi at the time, not as we speak now, but as you may have followed, none of those petitions did get through. So Burundi ended up coming out winners out of that particular context.
So are you trying to tell us that the violence has stopped in Burundi, despite what we hear, sporadic grenades here and there, the Sindumbunja and the disturbance that they cause to the government? What is the security situation?
You need maybe to come to Burundi, to go up country, to have a tour of Bujumbura, to realize this by yourself. The intensive diplomatic activity that we have had in the past few weeks has helped a lot. The Burundi and the international community have seen that what is said and written in international media does not portray the actual situation, security situation that is happening in Burundi. If I may inform you, the UN Security Council did travel by road in the countryside to meet the president, something like 200 kilometers to and fro. There is not one single security incident that happened on the road. People were massed on the roadside cheering the guests until they went back. They did leave the countryside late at night because they had to fly out to Addis Ababa. I think they reached Bujumbura beyond 10 p.m. at night time. Nothing happened at all. Now, you need maybe to come to Burundi, as I was saying. The security has tremendously improved.
Is there any possibility that President Nkurunziza would consider forming a government of national unity?
The government that is there is already a government of national unity. It comes out of, it complies with the Arusha Accord. If I may give you one aspect, is that Hutus and Tutsis are represented with 40-60% proportion. The army, the police are represented 50-50 proportion. So I don't know what other government of national union would come out of, will be formed apart from that one. The first deputy president is a Tutsi, and he comes from an opposition political party, UPRONA. The main opposition leader, Agathon Rwasa, is now the first deputy president of the National Assembly. So, and many more other examples.
Then what is the essence of going into, what would be the essence of the dialogue that we are going to be having in Arusha, for
There
instance?
are two aspects that we are raising here. The opposition, which is outside, that have nothing to, we don't see anything that they represent in Burundi. Because out of the 43 political parties that are in Burundi, that are legally registered in Burundi, none of those parties is operating from outside. All the 43 political parties in Burundi are operating from inside Burundi. Now, General Niyombare, the second aspect, who you are mentioning, is a military officer who tries to stage a coup. He does not represent any political opposition there. For his own interest, he wanted to stage a coup, and now he's on the run.
And now he's been named a leader of a rebel movement.
Yeah, but that rebel movement, we need to see its achievements.
In which the government wants to sit and negotiate with. At a Uganda-led peace talk, isn't it?
I said that as per the UN Security Council Resolution 248, the government will sit and negotiate with peaceful stakeholders.
Okay, I would say that largely what people say is that yes, the international community, there is the concern of the international community, but at the end of the day, Burundians will have to solve their own problems. If you assume you're speaking to Burundians right now, what would you tell them?
The Burundi people have always been trying to meet and exchange and have a dialogue to solve their problems. This has not started yesterday. This did happen even when the country was a kingdom. This happened when Burundi achieved independence in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s. And this is what we are doing now, today. Burundi is a country with close to 10 million people. That's why I said that this dialogue has already started in Burundi. So the main stakeholders who are also to be involved in this dialogue are already in Burundi, and that's why this dialogue is underway. We are trying to stage some sessions outside the country because some may voice their concern because of this and that they cannot come to Burundi. But my take on this is that every Burundian should be called upon to express their views on how to contribute in different aspects of Burundi life, because the wrong tendency that is there is that people seem to believe that the problems that Burundi have are political. We have so many problems. They range from political to economic to social. Everybody is invited to contribute views so that they can, what they express can be taken into account to help Burundi take off economically, politically, and socially for a better future of this society.
Jove Abayeho, thank you so much.
You're welcome.